Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to my 75 Hard video journal, where I do hard things for 75 days and then I get on camera and talk about doing hard things for 75 days. What is going on, people? Today is day 29. Day 29 of my 75 hard journey. That means I got 28 days rather, in the books. And kind of like I say in a lot of my previous videos, at this point, 75 hard is 75 easy. It's on autopilot. A lot of the tasks are on autopilot. I try to get them done around the same time every single day, which makes it easier for me. And it's on autopilot at this point, guys. My drinking water, I have my jug with me at all times. At this point, I literally walk around with this thing. This thing is usually within a good arm's reach of me almost all day, so I literally walk around with this everywhere. I walk around, I go grocery shopping with this, I go to the Muay Thai gym with this, I go to the actual gym with this, I walk with this. This is actually on me. Lowest the key, it might be on me more than my phone is. So this is my buddy, my best friend right here. Drink your water, guys. So drinking water is one of the tasks. That's been pretty good because I always have that on me. On my progress picture, I take that every single morning. As soon as I wake up, within a good 15 or 20 minutes, I'm getting that picture taken. The clean diet has been, the hardest part about the clean diet is just driving around and seeing all the advertisements, right? So when I'm at the house, I don't really crave unhealthy foods, right? I don't crave unhealthy foods when I'm at the house. But when I am driving, going somewhere, I see like all the advertisements, even if it's something I don't really want, like McDonald's advertisements, Wendy's advertisements, Chick-fil-A, all that stuff. I haven't eaten McDonald's in, how long has it been since I eaten McDonald's? Maybe like a year and change. I'm not a big fan of McDonald's. I do like their fries though sometimes. But just whenever I see the advertisements for these foods, I'm just like, oh yeah, they exist. And I don't really want to eat them, but it just reminds me that they exist. I'm like, oh yeah, they exist, and I'm just like, I do kind of want a little bit sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, the hardest part is just being out and walking past these stores, driving past these stores, and that kind of brings back some older cravings. But as far as keto goes, keto is not that bad to stick with because I've been eating meat and vegetables for like the last, almost every single day since like 2017. That's been like the majority of my dinners have been meat, some kind of meat and a vegetable. So I'm pretty used to having that. For me, the most difficult part is those weekends, because what would happen is that I was slowly doing very low carbs for a good amount of time, right? But it's usually on weekends that I would just go off and eat whatever, right? I wouldn't go crazy. Sometimes I would go crazy. Let's be real. Sometimes I would go crazy, but I wouldn't go crazy most of the time. But like stuff like ramen noodles, I used to love ramen. Sushi, used to love sushi. Still love sushi. I'm getting sushi on day 76. Don't play with me, guys. But just having those things, I'm not able to have those. So that's the hardest thing for me. But the clean diet has not been too difficult. The 2 workouts a day, have those been difficult? They haven't. The 2 workouts a day haven't been difficult, mostly because I look forward to 2 workouts. So every single day, the night before, I'm looking at my schedule, seeing how I'm going to fit the 2 workouts in. But I look forward to it. I don't mind the 2 workouts. I get one in the gym, and one's cardio, or one outside doing biking or something, and the other one's at the Muay Thai gym or something like that. So I'm not going crazy on that. Let's see, what else we have? I always keep forgetting the tasks, right? So we got the drinking the water, we have the workouts, we have the progress picture, we have the clean diet, and the 10 pages a day. 10 pages a day is pretty easy. On days that I'm just rushing through it, I could probably get it done in like 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, maybe like 20, 25 minutes, because I do go through my books with the highlighter, guys. My books that I go through, I highlight everything, and I try to make sure that I make it easy for myself to come back and be able to refer back to that book at every time. I'm getting to the mantra now with books is that you have to read a book multiple times. You have to read a book multiple times because this book can't hurt me. The beginning of the book, I was already 100 and maybe 40th pages into the book, and then when I started the challenge, I started over, right? I started over from the beginning, and I was able to retain a lot more and really glean into more insight, a lot more when I read it the second time. So I'm really thinking now, you probably only get, I would just say, maybe a good 60% of what you can really get from a book by going through it the first time. Then the second time, probably a good 80%. Then the third time, you could probably get closer to 100. That's what I'm thinking now. So now now I have to go back and read a lot of these back over again because I do think there's a lot more I could be learning on this stuff. But yeah, man, 75 Hard's on autopilot. We're killing it. We're crushing it. And so what happens when things are on autopilot? It's not hard. So we gotta make it hard, right? It's we gotta make this harder for ourselves because I'm a masochist at heart. So I keep adding more stuff to it. So this week, I kind of touched on this yesterday. This week I'm doing a dopamine detox. So the dopamine detox, first of all, what's dopamine, right? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter in our body that gets released in high doses when we're doing something pleasurable. So doing something pleasurable, that includes eating like a good meal that we love, or watching a good TV show that we love, even engaging things like intercourse. If we're having intercourse, that releases dopamine. And so dopamine, when it's really high and really low, can cause certain mental disorders. So we have a baseline. So dopamine is being released at all times in our body, right? Then that's called baseline. So the baseline level of dopamine is like right here. So whenever we have something really pleasurable happen to us, it shoots up, right? It shoots up, it goes crazy, and it feels good, and we have that dopamine that's released. And so, here's the thing with dopamine. A lot of the stuff that we have with dopamine, a lot of dopamine releasing activities, it's not the best for us. So let's say for example, social media, right? So social media. Let's talk in particular in TikTok. So I actually don't have TikTok, but I'm gonna talk about it just because I kind of know what's going on with it. So for TikTok, you have your short videos or whatever your videos that you're watching, right? And so you keep scrolling. You keep scrolling to find that one video that's gonna make you either laugh hard, or that one video that you're looking for, that one crazy video that's gonna make you feel good about yourself, right? But the problem with that is that in search of that high, you keep scrolling, so you end up mindlessly scrolling. And when you're doing that, you can waste so much time. Like I know that people have told me that they'll be on TikTok and just scrolling for who knows how long, and then they wake up, they essentially wake up, and it's 2 hours later, right? And so that can become an issue. So what happens when we have like a lot of these dopamine releasing activities, right, is that we have baseline, but when we have like a huge flux in dopamine, it doesn't go back to baseline. It actually goes lower than baseline. So if it keeps going, if you have a keep boom and it goes lower than baseline, then we have another high of dopamine and it goes lower and lower and lower. What happens is that our dopamine baseline becomes lower. Now, what happens is that when the dopamine baseline is lower, then you can start getting into mental disorders like depression and whatnot, right? So depression, loss of short attention span, difficulty learning, lack of motivation. These are all things that happen when you have like a really low baseline for your dopamine. So what happens is that when we keep indulging in these things that give us dopamine, we can lower our baseline to levels that's not conducive for what we want to do in life. So for me, what I'm doing is a detox. I'm detoxing from a lot of things that cause influx in dopamine. So what for me particularly, it means no social media, very low internet usage. So I'm not using internet much. What else? I'm not watching TV. No TV, no movies, none of that stuff. No porn, no masturbation, none of that. No gambling. And that's about it. So basically, what you can do is you can work out, you can read, you can work on whatever your job related stuff, and as long as it doesn't involve um, those things from before. And so by detoxing your body for a certain amount of time, it increases that baseline. So now your baseline is going up there, which means that when you increase that baseline, you now don't need crazy rushes of um, of dopamine to satisfy you, because you can get satisfied. Because think about it, if you was if you had everything available to you right now, right? And let's ask you this way: when was the last time you read a book, right? A lot of people haven't read a book in a long time. But if you stuck somebody in a cell with nothing to do in that cell but read a book, they're now going to read the book. So because that's the only option. And so if you stuck them in a cell and they had nothing to do for hours, and then you throw them a book, they're going to be like, yeah, thank God I have a book. Now I can actually do something. I can read something. So it's all relative. But the problem is that when your dopamine levels get super low, that's when you can tap into things like depression, lack of motivation, all that stuff. So we want to keep our dopamine levels relatively high. So the way to do that is to detox yourself from these crazy high influx these high dopamine releasing activities. That way our baseline can be higher. So that's what I've been doing now. That's what I've been doing for today. And it's been kind of difficult, just because I find myself, because I don't need to delete. Some people they say like, oh yeah, delete the social media apps, delete all this, delete all that. I don't need to delete it. I'm just not going to do it. I don't like the whole deleting things, deleting apps, because you can't delete something from your life for your whole life and just hide your whole life. So for me, I like being able to say no. I like to I like having to say no. So, but I found myself sometimes just randomly going through, picking up my phone and just mindlessly going through like to the social media apps and just crazy. And I'm just like, wait, I didn't even realize that I was doing this. So a lot of times I would go, like, let's say I would open up like YouTube or something like that. I'm like, wait, hold on, what am I doing? And then close it out. But I never realized how often I would do that to myself until I stopped doing it. So that's very, very interesting. And I've got about half a day down today, and we're gonna see. We're gonna do this, but it's gonna be a process. Well, either way, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna talk about it some more tomorrow, because that's now part of my 75-hour journey, is doing hard things, because for the sake of doing hard things. And so, with that said, day 29 video is over, and I am done.